Thank you for this gift, this opportunity to address your community with words of Torah and Tefillah. It is such a joy to pray and sing with all of you tonight and to welcome in Shabbat together. So my name is Yosef Goldman, and I am a rabbi and a cantor and a composer and educator. I've spent a lot of years in congregations. These days, I spend most of my time traveling around to communities around the country of all Jewish movements, praying and teaching and consulting on prayer and helping communities foster spiritual life through communal singing. And tonight, I would like to talk a little behind the scenes look at writing a song. So for me, as it is for my colleagues, fellow musical spiritual artists and prayer leaders, writing a piece of sacred music is part of how we digest our tradition and also make sense of the world. And as our friend Battat has put it, create for ourselves the medicine that we need. So facing moments when we are looking to our tradition for something that can speak to us in the moment that we're at, and it's a combination of taking a text and then setting it in a way that can vastly change how it lands. And the occasion that I was writing for, I was a Shabbat Shira. So Shabbat Shira is a name that's given to the weekend when we read the Song of the Sea. We spoke about it just a moment ago. And in some communities, it's an opportunity to celebrate song. And so I was commissioned many months beforehand to write a song for a community. And I thought, wonderful. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I can picture the marching band. This is going to be an all-out dance number, raise the roof, major key. Let me ask you, if you think about our ancestors singing a song of the sea, what are some words that come to mind when you think of maybe the mood, the state of mind, the quality of the song? Anyone have a thought? The first thing that comes to mind when you think of the Song of the Sea? Miriam and her timbrel, and how do you think they were feeling? Joyous, right? They were dancing and singing. Anyone else? So that you have associations with this song? Relief, beautiful. Filled with awe. Elation. These are great words. A little mud. Hey, sometimes the best dancing happens in a little mud, right? I'm going to ask anyone who was at Woodstock. So we tend to think also, if we're thinking about the timeline, we tend to assume that the song happened when? After crossing. Relief, right? We were in danger. There were walls of water at our sides, chariots behind us while we were on foot with children and elderly and animals. And when all that is over, that's a great time to sing and to break into, to dance, to take out the timbrels. And yet it's not so clear from our tradition that is what happened. In fact, there is a very strong tradition that the song was sung while they were walking through these walls of water. So let's sit with that for a moment. The song that you sing when the danger is behind you, and you're like, that was miraculous, and it's over. It's a very different song than when you are in the straits, and you don't know if you're going to get to the other side. So as I said, I was commissioned months before, in the summer of 2023. And as a congregational rabbi at the time, I said, this will be on my to-do list for after the holidays. So after the holidays meant after the 7th of October of 2023. And suddenly, I'm faced with the challenge of, what do we do with this? I can't write a dance number of elation, jubilation, redemptive song right now, but we have to keep singing. So what does it mean to sing in the midst of the darkness? So we find ourselves now in the darkest days of the year. Kislev, this month that we're in, we often think about Hanukkah, which is a festival of light, but Hanukkah comes on the 25th day of the month. The month is almost over. Our mystics talk about Kislev this month as a month of darkness, as a month of sleep and dreaming, as a month of planting, like a seed being sown in the dark, rich, fertile mud. And it's a time when we're reading in our Torah about Jacob running in the night, about Joseph, again in exile in the night, and dreaming deep uncertainty and dislocation. And in retrospect, it'll be a time of great possibility and renewal and rebirth. But sometimes the darkness, it's enough just to be able to be connected to the fact of our aliveness, to this spark in ourselves that is the spark of life, and to a place where we are connected to the source of all life. And that's presence that can be with us even in the darkest, most far off places. And so I went to a verse from the Psalm 13 that has the words, Ashir al Adonai b'chayai, azamera lelohai be'odi, which typically is translated, I will sing to God with all of my life force, and with everything that I have, I will sing. But in the context of where I was sitting, understood it more in light of some of the Hasidic masters who say, let's sing from that place whenever we feel disconnected from every other part of who we are, maybe our purpose, our resources, everything, but we can still find that one spark that cannot be diminished, that cannot be extinguished, and that can be our grounding as we move through the dark times. And so singing then becomes not about joy and celebration, but about hope and resilience. It becomes an act, almost an act of resistance, to say that I am still alive and I'm going to sing as long as I live. So as in a moment we're going to sing this song that I came up with, and I think of it as kind of a walking song, of walking between these walls of water. I'll just say we have many different songs for many different prayers that have different moods. Sometimes Micha Mocha, which is the actual song that they sang, is an upbeat, super exciting song. Sometimes it's more pensive. And we sing the songs here, but we can also sing them when we go home. And just want to encourage you to take the songs that you sing here in community, and they can be medicine and sustenance for you at home to our songs, our texts. They can be melodies that you sing. They could be melodies that you come up with and hum on your own. And I invite you to think of how our tradition can be a source of spiritual sustenance for you. This is called Ashira.
Ashira
Shalom.
כוח, יש כוח.